Hello guys, welcome back. So let's continue the next lesson, that is organization of data. So this is your second lesson. What is there in this lesson? You're talking about how data is been organized, or how data ನೀವು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅದಾವ, ಅಥವಾ ಡೇಟಾ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೇಟಾ. Now for that, what do you need? You need first of all an inquiry. What do you need? You need an inquiry. And that inquiry in statistics is called as statistical inquiry. So I'll read out the definition. An inquiry means search of knowledge or truth. A statistical inquiry means a search for knowledge through statistical methods, that is known as statistical inquiry. So this is a 1 marks question. What is statistical inquiry? A statistical inquiry means a search for knowledge through statistical methods is known as statistical inquiry. Example, they have given study of population of India, study of wage structure of a factory workers. There are many examples. If you consider only population only, you will get n number of fields in population. Okay, so how do they do? Statistical inquiry are divided into two types. One is planning and preparation, another one is execution of survey. How much? Two types. One is planning and preparation, and another one is execution of survey. Now what is planning and preparation? Name itself indicates planning. What planning? How to do this survey or inquiry, how to inquire this, how to inquire these statistical methods is done in planning and preparation. How do you do? There are some steps there. First, object of an inquiry. On what item or on what thing you want to inquire. For example, you want to inquire about this pen. Okay, so this is my object of inquiry. Next, scope of the inquiry. This is the object of inquiry. What all is required for this? What is the scope? Why do you need this? How it works? That is known as scope of inquiry. Third, units used for collection and measurement. Units used for collection and measurement. What units? If you are inquiring about this pen, so you'll be inquiring about this pen only. You'll not be inquiring about this calculator. Calculator works electronically. You have to check these buttons, but is this working? No. You have to understand that what units are you going to collect. Sources of data means from whom you are going to take this. Methods of collection data, who is going to do what method? Will you go to some places and inquire about this pen, or will you go to some shop, or will you go to the user who has taken this, like that. Framing a format, yes, there is a format. Then you have accuracy level, then you have type of inquiry. Framing a format means height of the pen, is it okay? Okay, writing, is it okay? Is the grip okay? These are the formats, different questions there. Okay, accuracy level, type of inquiry, what type of inquiry you want. That's what I said. You are going to ask a form, or you are going to ask orally, or you are going to ask some orally or some form type. Sometimes you have seen in Facebook, help us to survey this, they'll ask some questions, question type survey. So these are all how plan and preparation is done for an inquiry. How do we execute it? So execution is having again various steps. What are they? You have already planned and prepared now. Okay, your planning and preparation is done. Now you are executing it. How will you execute? Setting a team of administrators, designing of a questionnaire, then selection and training of enumerators, then field work by enumerators and supervision, follow-up work in the case of non-response, analysis of collected data, preparation of final report. And in these things, what you're seeing down here, if my hand is not visible, this collection of data, you have some bold letters here. These are 1 mark questions. In this lesson, they ask this, so what is so and so. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, now as I said, setting a team of administrators means you have to set, say if you run a college, what do we have? We have a management, we have administrator, we have principal, we have a vice principal, we have coordinators, we have lecturers, we have clerks, we have peons. So see, a team is set up to run the college. Same thing, a team is required. Designing of questionnaire, that's what I said. If you're working about this pen, you will see, is the length okay for this pen? is the grip okay for this pen, is the dimension, is thickness enough okay for this pen, like this questions here. You can't tell is the button okay on this pen, is it showing visibility properly. You can't ask such questions. Okay, perfect questions should be there. Selection and training of enumerators. Now what is an enumerator? I'll give you here. The person who collects the information for the investigator is called enumerator, and he should be trained, and he should be a trained and an efficient statistician. Now what is under investigator? I'll come here. The investigator is a person who conducts the statistical survey. Investigator is a person who conducts the statistical survey, and the person who collects the information for the investigator is called enumerator. Okay, so selection and training of enumerators. Then field work by enumerators and supervision. You have to see daily, you have to see whether they have done it now. For example, we check your attendance, that's what we are supervising you. Okay, same thing like that. Follow up work in case of non-response. See, if you don't assignments, I come and tell you you have not written your assignments, nobody is coming and showing me. This itself is called as follow up of non-response things. Then analysis of collected data. You have to check whether data collected is proper or not. After checking, you'll prepare a final report. Yes, the pen height, according to all, the pen height is okay, the thickness is okay, the grip is fine, the writing of the pen is okay. All these things will be there in that. You have designed a questionnaire here, right? In that it will be. So using this, you will do this. You will prepare a final report. Okay. So I hope you have understood these 2 points. Who are they? And there is one more question here. That is, who are respondents or informants? They'll ask who is an informant, or what is informants, or what are informants. Actually, who is informants will be the question, or also by the name respondents. So who is a respondent or informants? The respondents or informants are the persons from the information will be collected, from whom the information will be collected. Means if I come to your home, you are respondents or informants. I am coming, I will be what? An enumerator or an investigator? Who will I be? I'll be an enumerator. Above me, he will be an investigator. Okay, so statistical survey is or data there. How when you collect data will not be like this as of everything will be ready. No, it will be in raw form. You have to collect it, you have to segregate it, you have to arrange it. Okay, so in that there are two sections of data, or two types of data. One is primary data, another one is secondary data. So this also is asked for 2 marks or 1 mark. What is primary data? Data which are collected for the first time directly from the field by the investigator is called primary data. Okay, they are original in nature. This data is also called as first hand data. They'll ask like this also. What is first hand data? You have to write same thing. What? Data which are collected for the first time. Data which are collected for the first time directly from the field by the investigator is called as primary data or first hand data. Example, if an individual or an office collects the data to study a particular problem directly from the field, it will be a primary data. Means we were going to our parents' homes in our second year routine workout. Okay, where we were going directly to the parents. Data will be collected there. We had a form. So that kind of data is called as direct data, or that direct data is also known as primary data. Okay, so how do you collect these primary data? So there are 5 steps or 5 collection methods required. How many? 5. What are they? First one is direct observational or direct personal observation. Next, indirect oral interview, information through agencies, mailed questionnaire, schedules sent through enumerators. Now I'll come to first one, direct personal observation. What will happen here? See, they have given here, the investigator extracts the required information by personal observation of the units. The investigator must be keen observer. What do they do? Where do you apply this method where greater accuracy is needed, where the field of inquiry is not large, where confidential data are to be collected, where sufficient time is available. Simple example. We were going to parents. This is direct personal observation. Why? Because where greater accuracy is needed, we needed your feedbacks about this online class or whatever we have delivered to you through classes. So there we had to go directly. So where accuracy was needed, where we had gone there. Then where the field of inquiry is not large, how many students? PUC, our college is PUC students, not whole states. So field was small. So there we can use, name itself tells direct personal observation. Directly I'm coming to your home and I'm asking you the questions directly. I'm taking information from you directly. Then where confidential data are to be collected, yes, it is confidential. I cannot tell other students data to you. Okay, each student's data is only for us, not for you. Where sufficient time is available, yes, time was available, we had gone there. So where data is directly collected by an observer going to a person or to an place where he wants to go, that kind of data is called as, or that kind of collection method is called as direct personal observations. Okay, there are some merits and demerits, please go through them, but you have to remember this because they'll ask 5 marks question. What is primary data? Explain 2 types of methods. You have to write what is primary data, you have to write all these 5, then explain any 2 left to you. Okay, this is direct observation or direct personal observation. Then you have indirect oral interview. What do you mean by indirect oral interview? I'll read out for you what they have said. If the informant is not ready to give information, the method of indirect oral interview can be followed. Under this method, the investigator approaches the witness or third parties who are in touch with the informant. For example, census will be done. 10 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 10 years once census happen, means population will be read or data of population will be taken by the government. Direct government will not come to us to collect data, they'll send teachers to do this job. So such an example is for indirect oral interview. Who is doing this indirect oral interview? Government is doing this indirect oral interview, but for the persons who have come there, for them it is direct, but for government it is indirect. They're appointing someone to do their job, because every government office bearer will not come to you and ask the questions, they'll send some teachers to do this job. Okay, so this method is more suitable where an area to be studied is small. It is used when direct information cannot be obtained. Someone will come and ask data for their self. Government is asking data through teachers. Okay, there might be other examples also. I might be wrong here by telling you, but I've taken a simple example because census is not a small thing. All over India is covered, but one teacher is not sent to cover all over India. Different thousand lakhs of teachers will be sent, crores of teachers will be sent, but each teacher will be given so much amount of work in a day. So for them it will be small, but for government it will be too big. Next is information through agencies. Now what will happen? These who are here come here, sometimes government will not send, some else will come, they will have this data, have it with them, and they'll give it to some agency, government will ask these agencies to give the data. So under this method, local agents or correspondents will be appointed. They collect the information and transmit it to investigator. They may apply any method according to the intensity of the situation. Agents, remember this, who collect information from informants are generally called correspondents, not respondents. Be clear with respondents and correspondents. What is correspondent? What is correspondent? Agents who collect information from informants, us, are generally called as correspondents. Okay, this method is adopted in these cases where information is obtained at regular intervals from a wide area. Okay, newspapers are the examples of collection of information through agencies. Newspaper iruttala bere bere kadinda collect madkontirtare ಅವರು. Okay, so next, mailed questionnaire. What do you mean by mailed questionnaire? Questionnaire means a list of questions. Simple example, if you remember college forms, there are a list of questions there. They are questions only, but they'll not be question mark. They'll be asking name, address, phone number, previously studied college, percentage. These all will be there. So questionnaire is a list of questions where the answers are filled by the informants, and these answers are required information for the investigation. Okay. Next, fifth one is schedules sent through enumerators. Who are enumerators? Who are enumerators? Trained investigators who send them to collect data. ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು ಮೇಲಿರೋ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾ ಏನು ಹಾಕಿನಿ, ಎನ್ಯುಮರೇಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿನಿ. ಓಕೆ. ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಎನ್ಯುಮರೇಟರ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈಡ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಡೇಟಾ. ಅ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ಯುಮರೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟ್ರೈನ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಹಿಯರ್? Here trained investigators collect data through enumerators. The enumerators contact the informant and collect the information, which is called scheduled method. Or schedule is a list of questions where the facts will be applied by informants and recorded by enumerators. Okay. So how to frame a question here? This is again a 5 marks question. This is a complete 5 marks question. Keltara. Write the steps or general principles to be considered while framing a questionnaire. 5 marks question. These are the steps. What steps? You have to write exactly. Don't write your steps. The number of questions should be as less as possible. The question should be simple to understand. Questions should be arranged logically. Answers to the questions should be short, yes or no. As far as possible, questions regarding personal matters should be avoided. Any clarifications, if necessary, regarding any of the questions should be supplied in the form of a footnote. Necessary instructions should be given to the informants. Questions which require mathematical rigor should be avoided. A questionnaire should be attractive. The questions are so framed that the validity of information supplied by the informants can be cross-checked. Questionnaire should also assure that the information supplied will be kept confidential and shall not be used for disadvantage. Now, if you take your college forms, what you have filled here, they are as much less as possible. Means whatever is required we have put there. Your name, your address, your phone number, your previously studied college. Okay. Then you have your marks. Then you have your signature. That's all. What else is there? Aadhaar card number, bank number, because these are necessary. What are necessary is being done. Questions should be simple and ready, simple to understand. Yes, they are simple. Name in block letters, address, phone number, previous school studied. Simple questions. Questions should be arranged logically. Yes, first what is there? Name is there. Is the name of the school there at the first? No. First your name is there. Then your father name is there. Then your mother name is there. Then you have address. Then you have income details. Then you have college studied, school studied, like these questions. As far as possible, answer should be in short yes or no. Somewhere you'll write yes or no. Where will you write yes or no? Income certificate has been attached, you say yes. If it's not attached, you say no. You'll not write answers. Paragraph barangila, you'll not write paragraphs there. As far as possible, questions regarding personal matters should be avoided. We don't ask personal matter questions. Have you seen that your form is having height, weight? Are you married? Are you single? Are you your child's only son? No, these questions will not be there. Any clarifications, if necessary, regarding any of the questions should be supplied in the form of footnote. Down, something will be given. What? Upper star marks are mandatory. For example, name, address, phone number are mandatory. Means you have to fill them or else the form is incomplete. Necessary instructions should be given to the informants. Yes, when you are filling, we tell you these are necessary. You please write them. Questions which require mathematical rigor should be avoided. Have you seen maths questions in your form? What was maths question? Just your result and your percentage is the only maths there. Obviously you all guys can do that. We have not asked you integration, differentiation there. Okay. A questionnaire should be attractive. Yes, it should be attractive. Usually college forms don't be attractive. Don't mind it. The questions are so framed that the validity of the information supplied by the informants can be cross-checked. Yes, we can cross-check this information in your school. That's why there is one block there that name of the school previously studied or name of the college previously studied. So if anything is wrong, we can call to that school and ask the information. Last one, questionnaire should assure that the information supplied will be kept confidential and shall not be used for any disadvantages. Okay, so this is a kind of questionnaire regarding introduction of English at school. See, they have given logical, it is there, age, okay, yes or no kind of it's there. Okay, there is yes or no kinds, male, unmarried, you have to just tick. Okay, see here, yes or no, do you belong to this state, say how they have written there. Okay, so this is a questionnaire. They'll not ask you a questionnaire, but they'll ask you steps to the questionnaire. So I'll stop my lesson for here today. So this is what primary data, what all we learnt. Okay, I'll go back once again. What all we learned today? We learnt what is statistical survey, then two stages of statistical survey: planning and preparation, execution of survey. Then we studied how collection of data, what are investigators, enumerators, respondents. Okay, such things we have taken. Then we have statistical survey data, two types: one is primary data, one is secondary data. Now in what is primary data? Directly which is collected by the field, from the field by the investigator and for the first time, that is called as primary data. Then we came methods: direct personal interview or direct personal observation, indirect oral interview, information through agencies, mailed questionnaire, and schedules sent through enumerators. Okay, all the five methods we got to know how to frame a questionnaire and what are the steps involved in framing a questionnaire. Okay, so and in my next class I'll start with secondary data. So for today, thank you so much, and please write the assignments and come and show it to me. Nobody has come yet. First year statistics, neither from science nor from commerce. You have come and asked, sir, how to write, where to write, but nobody has come and yet shown me any assignment. So please come and show your assignments as soon as possible. Okay, I'll be stopping here for today. I'll continue again in my next class. Thank you.